Michelle, you want to respond? Anyways, while we wait for a response, I wouldn't want to take much of your time. Okay, like this, how? Sorry about that. Sorry about that. But honestly, generally, the market has been quite, you know, sluggish in its movement, choppy market here and there, consolidation. We're expecting high volatility around, you know, news events, and we didn't really see anything much. And so I'm hoping that this time around, in this new week, we are going to have something a more, clear setup, and then something clear for us to actually trade. Okay, and I would also want to start looking at silver as well. Okay, because gold has been quite messy. Gold was very, very messy from last week, trust me, and it has really been a hell. Like, it has really been hell for us, because even in a VIP, although we got some good trades, I didn't start off the week very well, and I think we hit two losses and two wins. Okay, obviously the risk to reward was quite bigger, so I wouldn't say generally we ended the week in a loss, because two wins against two losses with a risk to reward of a minimum 1 is to 2.5 or 1 is to 3. I think we still ended the week profitable if you held the trade onto the target. Okay, so Mimi, don't worry at all. I would make sure that this week we will look for better opportunities, so that any losses that were incurred, we would recover them. Okay. All right. So with that said, I welcome you all to the weekly breakdown, and we do this every Sunday at 7:30 p.m. GMT. I'm sorry for being late. I was having issues with my network. I don't know what happened with my router, so I was trying to get back online, and I think this time around it's quite stable. So with that, I wouldn't want to take much time. I would want to rush through the what we have for today, and then we can prepare for the coming week. And I'm really, really hopeful that this time around, this week will be very, very good for us as traders, and we wouldn't expect any more choppy movement as experienced last week. Okay, so just as we do it all the time, we look at the economic calendar, and trust me, I have actually gone through the economic calendar, and there's nothing to write home about with regards to high impact news. There hasn't really been anything striking or any high impact news that is affecting the US dollar. Of course, I trade only gold, so I wouldn't I didn't really see anything happening on the US dollar with this particular week, except I think on Wednesday or so. So I think nothing much happened. Nothing much fundamentally. We are not really going to see anything much fundamentally this week, but all the same, we are still expecting a great week ahead. Okay, so Monday, tomorrow, 18th of May, as you can see clearly, we have yellows throughout, and we don't really have any red folder or high impact news for the US dollar. So we move on to Tuesday. Tuesdays to the same thing. We don't really have anything much for the US dollar. It's only the Canadian dollar that is going to record their inflation rate at 12:30 p.m. So if you trade the USD card JPY, GBP card, and any card related pairs, or the Canadian dollar related pairs, this fundamental would be very important to you. But because I don't trade any of them, I'll skip that for the next day, which is on Wednesday. So Wednesday, the only strong or high impact news, which I even doubt that there's going to be some movement, is the FOMC meeting minutes. And it's actually a regular meeting that they have to look at the performance of the economy, and after the interest rate was released, how the economy has been doing and all that. So it is actually a regular meeting that they have. And also, I think currently we have a new Fed chair, I think Kevin Walsh also. and I think the previous one has completed serving his term. So we have a new Fed chair, which is Kevin Walsh, who is actually going to take over there as the Fed chair for the term of I think 4 years or so. Yeah. So with that, I don't really know that much information is going to, or much volatility is going to happen, but I will still monitor to see if something comes up. And I think that is the only red folder fundamental that we have for this week. Okay, that is the only red folder fundamental. Thursday, nothing really strange. We have the, I think this is next to the high impact on Wednesday. This is the next one that is quite, it looks quite strong because this is the orange color. So it is actually marked as orange, which means it's a medium impact fundamental, unemployment claims, and also the Philly Fed manufacturing index. And we also have the flash manufacturing PMI and then flash services PMI at 1:45 p.m. GMT. And then we have on Friday, still the same old, nothing really strange going on the US dollar. So I think we also have orange folder fundamental, that is the revised UOM customer or consumer sentiment at 2 p.m. It is not something really strange, so which means that with this particular week, I am very, very sure that if we are really technically sound with our opportunities and all that, it would be very, very great. It would be very, very, very great for us because there wouldn't be too many fundamental interferences with the movement and all. So if you have your levels marked and all, we can find very, 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 very good opportunity, very, very good opportunities in the market. Okay, so that is it for the economic calendar. We move on to the where I really have my stronghold, or the part that I love, which is the fundamentals, which is the technical. Sorry. So as you can see, this is the gold chart for the daily time frame. So anytime that I'm about to break down the chart, I look at things from the higher time frame, then I break it down to the lower time frame to look out for possible biases and maybe some entry criteria, and then also look at structures as well. Okay, so higher time frame structures always are stronger than the lower time frame. Okay, so as you can see, we had a huge dump on gold, I think from Thursday or so, if I'm not mistaken. Right from the midweek, we started experiencing a huge dump on gold. If you can look at it from this level here, you can see that there was an area of resistance on the daily time frame where gold actually reacted from. Let me check if my cursor, okay, good, my cursor is also being recorded too. So yeah, so from this area we can see there was a strong resistance here, and then price reacted, and then that caused this huge sell back into the support. So mind you, price has now tapped into a major support zone over here, and the current daily candle is actually clearly rejecting the level over here. So which means that this level seems to be very, very strong, and this level seems to be very, very strong over here. All right, so although the overall structure still looks bearish, let's be honest, overall structure still looks bearish. As you can see, price has been forming series of lower highs and lower lows over here. We had a little consolidation or range around this level, and if you can look at the things clearly from the higher time frame perspective, you can see clearly that price has been forming series of lower highs and lower lows. Clear dump on gold. So currently this is the final or the last support area that could hold price back to the upside. But if price actually breaks below this zone, then we can be heading towards 4100. That would be a very huge dump on gold. And looking at also understanding that we don't really have anything fundamentally strong on the calendar, I don't know what we could be expecting on gold, that is fundamental wise, unless maybe of course um, Donald Trump maybe release a statement on any of these social media platforms that can cause some volatility or some sharp movement in the market. We all know that this man is very unpredictable, so anything can actually happen. So we still need to brace ourselves for any incoming volatility. As he comes up with these, unexpected speeches on social media platform, especially X, to be precise. So back to the 4 hour time frame. Clearly, you can see that there has been a slight reaction from the daily support that we can see. We have a huge rejection over here, but then again, there hasn't still been any clear structure that has been broken yet, and I still think the structure is still bearish, even though price has still reacted from this support level. Okay, and why am I saying that? It's going to be very clear on the daily time frame, as you can see, and clearly there's still some internal structures that has been formed on the 1 hour. You can see clearly that once price tapped into this daily zone, price has failed to create a new high by breaking above the zone. So if I'm looking out for buying opportunities, then price should definitely break out of the zone over here, possible retest and a continuation back to the upside. And also, as you can see, price keep forming levels that are failing to break. So you can see that price formed a lower high here. All right, we also have another lower high here. We also have another lower high here. We also have another lower high here. So you can see that the structure keeps declining. There you can see that there has been a decline in the structure here, so which means that gold could possibly retest the support area here once again, in my opinion, because there has been price keeps forming new highs, new highs, new highs, new highs over here, and new highs as in lower highs, actually lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, lower highs. But the only thing that is giving a very thin line of hope for the buyers is because price has not broken below the any of the lows here, and then ultimately price has also not broken below the daily support here. Okay, so my best guess is that possibly if you are looking out for selling opportunities, then it means that price could still hold any of these levels, especially with the most current one, which is this one over here. All right, price could possibly hold any of these levels. So you have one strong area of resistance on the 1 hour. So what I would look out for is price shouldn't break above the zone and then retest. So I am expecting that as price keeps forming new lows, a possible one could be formed somewhere around here. Then we can look out for a bearish confirmation around the zone, and then tap into maybe a second test of the immediate resistance, and then we go back into the daily support. Okay, I'm still going with the higher time frame structure, which is the bearish structure, and also the lower time frame internal structure, which is the bearish one as well. So which means that clearly I'm kind of bearish on gold until price decides to break out of all these highs, especially with this one around 45.80, and that would be my major resistance that price must break to now confirm that the bears have actually lost control and then the bulls have actually taken over, and then we are going to continue back to the upside. Okay, so I'm keeping an eye on this level on 45.60, and then also around 4500, where a possible second test of the daily support can happen for a possible continuation back to the upside, or a break below this zone will give us a clear indication that now the bears have fully taken over and they are ready to drive price all the way to 4100. That will be on the long term. Any questions for me so far, please? Any questions for me before we move to the next instrument? Any questions? If you have a question, please send in your questions through the chat box or the comment, and I'll read them and answer them accordingly. All right. If you're new here, you can join my free Telegram community. I'm using the link in my bio. I also have my WhatsApp line over there, so you can have a look at it. And if you want to send me any message at all, I would clearly respond to you. Any more questions, guys? Any questions? Is it clear? Is it clear, guys? Is it clear? Is it clear? Keep tapping on the screen. Keep tapping on the screen. Keep liking the live. Oh my god. Any more questions? Okay, if there are no questions, then let's move to BTC. Which last part, Seth? Which last part are you talking about? Which last part are you talking about? Okay, you don't worry, it's recorded, so the full video would be uploaded on YouTube, so you can rewatch it. Okay. All right. Where I drew the resistance. Okay, like I said. Okay, let me just. Like I said, clearly, I started from the daily time frame. Okay, and this is a strong area of support that price has created. Right from this resistance, price reacted to this support. It pushed up again, reacted to this resistance, and then came back all the way to test this support for the second time. And as we can see, this current daily candle failed to close below, and we can see that there's a rejection around the zone over here. That is what this long wick that you can see over here clearly shows, that it didn't close below the zone. And then we came back to the 4 hour, and then the same thing actually happened, where price still reacted to the daily support. As we can see clearly, nothing clear yet. We can't really tell whether price wants to push up or down, but from the higher time frame we can see that clearly price is in a bearish trend, or is in a downtrend. And what gave us a clearer confirmation of that structure was on the 1 hour, where we can see that after price formed this high, no other level has been broken above these levels over here. And you can see the price keeps forming levels below the previous level. So price formed an area of resistance here, formed another one here, formed another one here, and also formed another one at this point. So you can see that it has not really closed below, so which means that although there has been a reaction from a strong daily support, the bears are still in control, or they are very strong around this area. So if I'll be looking now for buying opportunities, then price should ultimately actually break out of 4580 level, which is this big zone that we have over here. So if you're looking out for buying opportunities, then price should definitely break out of the zone, possible retest, and continue back to the upside. If not, then it means that I am expecting a second test of this level, because it's quite strong. I am expecting a second test of this level. And how would I expect that? I'm expecting that because price has formed an internal resistance over here. So again, I might expect a slight push to the upside again, react to any of these levels over here. But because this is the immediate resistance, I am expecting price to react to this zone. Maybe it gives us a bearish confirmation, we get in, and then we target this zone as our potential target. If price breaks below this zone, then it means that now the bears are actually in full control, and they are ready to push price all the way to 4100. Are you okay? Are you okay, guys? Seth, please, are you okay? Is it clear? Is it clear? All right, so now let's move to BTC. Then we talk about silver. You talk about silver, and then take some few more questions, then we'll be out of here. All right, so on BTC we found this nice buy that was, I think, last 3 weeks, or no, last 2 weeks actually. So price actually did 270 pips and decided to price started to decline back into the downside. So we have this level here too as well. All right, so we have although we had price, okay, all right, that's fine. If it's clear, then that's fine. So this is the daily time frame on BTC. You're welcome. This is the daily time frame on BTC, and as you can see clearly, I still think price is still bullish. Price is still bullish on BTC, although there has been a slight decline in price, all because this area seems to be quite strong over here. So my best guess is that price could continue back to the downside. All right, but not for too long. So price has clearly broken below this zone, and I'll be expecting a retest of this zone back here, and then price would test the support for the second time again, because I'm expecting the bullish reaction or a bullish reaction around this zone, because when price broke out of this zone, you had a quick retest, price formed equal highs here, so which this could actually force price back into the zone that it broke out. Okay, so if you are looking out for sales, possible areas that you can actually look out for sales will be somewhere around the 79,600 area, 79,600 area for a possible test of this level, and then a continuation back to the downside. That would be around 75,000 or 75,300. All right, but then again, because price is still bullish, this sell is going to be quite short-lived in a way. Because price is still bullish, this sell could be short-lived. Okay, so possible test of this zone, look out for bearish confirmation around this zone, and then you target 76,000. Yeah, 76,000 as your target. Possibly we could have more bullish reactions around 76,000, or anywhere in between 76,000 and then 75,200. All right, so that would be my expectation on BTC in the coming weeks, because price has clearly given us clear signs of a depletion in price. As you can see, lower high areas being formed clearly, a lower low has been formed. We are waiting for a potential lower high to be formed, and then it'll dump all the way back into 76,000. So that is it for BTC. Nothing much to say because everything looks clear on the daily and on the 4-hour time frames. Any questions for BTC too as well? Any questions for BTC? Okay, GBP USD. Okay, I'm gonna look at that too as well, but that would be after I finish analyzing silver. That will be after I finish analyzing silver, because silver is very, very, very volatile, guys. Silver is very, very volatile, and I'm actually planning on adding that to my pair. Let's see how it goes. So if you are trading, if you have a trading capital of less than $500, please use 0.01 on this instrument, because it is very, very volatile. It actually moves more than gold. And trust me, guys, you don't want to be on the wrong side of silver. And I'm talking from experience. Actually, you don't want to be on the wrong side of silver, and I'm talking from experience. I just saw $1,000. I lost $1,000 on the spot while trading silver for the first time. That was my welcome package on silver, so I know what I'm talking about when it comes to this one. But trust me, if you find yourself on the right direction, it's going to be something great for you. All right, so now let's look at silver. All right, clearly I can see a bearish trend looking at the most recent structure on the daily time frame. Right, why am I saying that? You can see there was a strong bullish push to the upside, came back down, and then we see price started moving series of lower highs and lower lows. Although we see the price has not tested the previous low yet, I am still thinking that price could possibly test it anytime soon. Looking at how price has reacted from some of the levels that I'm about to mark, which is first and foremost this area here, right? Price came all the way to form this low, pushed up, reacted from this resistance, gave a strong bearish confirmation, and then we see price dumping all the way to 75.850. And I still think price, I think silver would continue back to the downside, but we've just marked out our low and then our high here. So let's see if the 4-hour will give us a more perfect structure so that I can explain exactly what is happening. So as you can see, this was the daily resistance that I marked out, and we have price reacting very well, pushing all the way to the upside. We have first, level that was marked, second level that was marked. Clearly we had an internal bullish structure, which is this area of price for me moving series of higher highs and higher lows, and clearly we can see the price has broken below this level and also broken below possibly this level as well. So best guess is that there could be a huge pullback, looking at how price has reacted from this supply area, and whenever we have a higher low, there must definitely be a higher high, whether a short form of higher whenever there's a lower low, there must definitely be a lower high. Okay, so we have a lower low here that has been formed, so possible lower high areas could be back to 79 or all the way back to 82.97. okay, so these areas could be possible retest zones for price to come all the way back to the downside over here. But however, we can see that there was also a strong demand here that was formed around the zone, so which means the price has still not broken above this demand on the 4-hour yet. So which means that, but clearly as you can see on the current 4-hour candle, we can still see that this candlestick has shown signs of a possible push to the downside. As you can see, clear bearish closure to the downside. So that is actually confirming my bias that silver could still continue bearish, but we still need to look out for possible areas where price could react from before it's going to continue back to the downside. And the first level I'm looking at obviously would be this area that is around 79, and also the second level I'm looking at would be somewhere around 82, somewhere around 82. Are we good? Are we good? So nothing much. When market opens, I'm actually going to expect a slight pullback to the upside. Test any of these levels over here, then we can look out for a pushback to the downside on silver. So nothing to rush on silver, so I'll be keeping an eye on it, and I'll be giving us updates in the community. And that reminds me that if you've not joined my Telegram community, please go to my profile and then look out for the link that has been posted over there, and then you can look at you can join my free Telegram community for updates, and then some free setups that we can take advantage of. All right, so that is it for silver. Nothing much. And I also said that if you are trading silver, please be very, very careful and use the least lot size possible. If your account is less than $500, please use 0.01. Stick to 0.01. Stick to 0.01, right? Because it's very, very volatile. It's 2 times or twice or 3 times as volatile as gold. All right. Yeah, so that is it for silver. Someone indicated that we look at GBP USD. GBP USD, I don't know why you guys like trading GBP USD, because I don't know why you people like trading GBP USD. This pair is so, I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say on GBP USD. Yeah, so I think I analyzed that 2 weeks ago, And I made mention of the fact that if price breaks below this level, then it means more sales, and that's what is actually happening. And I also mark this area of resistance here. But you let me just clear all this and then start all over again. Let me start all over again. All right. Let me start all over again. Okay, so on the daily time frame on GBP USD, we had a strong bearish movement or a bearish or a downtrend over here. We see price moving series of lower highs and lower lows. Price formed equal lower highs, equal lows or lower lows here. It broke out of this zone, breaking above this lower high, right? And then now possible retest of the level that it broke out. So I was expecting that price could retest this zone over here. So as you can see, if I should remove some of the all right, so at first we had a breakout of this zone, a possible retest, and that was what caused this bullish trend all the way to the upside. So I was expecting that seeing this price could possibly continue all the way to 1.38 area, 1.385 area, but there was a strong level that was formed around the zone here. There was a strong resistance. So you could see the price was failing to create a new high, although price had broken out. So clearly this bearish trend has been depleted, or the structure was broken, so which means that it was going to be a more push to the upside, and I was expecting price to come all the way back to 1.3850 area, but it failed. And obviously there are possible areas that price wanted to test, and which is this level that I'm looking at, which is 1.33333, 1.333. Yeah, so that is the area, that's the last area the price could react to for a possible buying opportunity. Okay, so you can see the price formed equal highs here. That was what caused this bearish movement, and obviously it's going to break below this zone here, and then that's what we see clearly happening. So now we see clearly the price has now tested, price has come back into this zone, so which means that all that we need to wait for is a bullish confirmation, and that is what we'll be looking out for from the lower time frame. So on a 4-hour, we still cannot see anything clear happening. All right, we still cannot see anything clear happening on the 4-hour. So you'll still be waiting. When market opens, you can look out for your bullish confirmation around this zone, and you can go in for your buys when market actually opens. So on the 1 hour, this is what I'm seeing. So you can either look out for a bullish reversal pattern. Any of them could be a hammer, it could be an engulfing candle, any of them at all that works for you. And also based on the structure that's going to be formed, because we can't tell which confirmation that price is going to give us when price reacts to any level. And then on the flip side, we can also have price getting broken as well for the bearish pressure or the bearish movement to continue all the way to the downside. But because price has broken above a lower high structure, I'm expecting that at least price will react from here, give us a strong bullish reversal pattern, or a lower time frame break of structure or change of character, whichever way you can term it, and then you look out for your buying opportunities once confirmed. First area of your first target will definitely be 34, 1.345, and then overall target will be back to this level over here, which is 1.36500. And then our final target, because we have a higher low being formed, definitely prices would want to form a higher high, which will be on the long run 1.38500. Any questions for me, please? Any questions? Any questions? Seth, please, are you okay? D, are you okay? Michelle, is everything clear, please? This world. Del. Haruna. Is everything clear? Any more questions? Any more questions? Are we good? Okay, if there are no questions, then alright, that's great, that's great, that's great. I like the reactions. If there are no more questions, then I would like to end the session for now. But all I can say is that please, in this new week, you need to be very careful. One of the things that can help you to be profitable in this market, first and foremost, it's not just about how good you are technically, but how well you're able to manage your emotions. Because this emotion thing, trust me, it can really be something else, even with me as a trader, because sometimes the market can behave in a way that, trust me, DICU, the market can behave in a way that, Charlie, you wish that you could have taken certain decisions earlier, but it is what it is. Okay, and you need to also try as much as possible to manage your risk very, very well, because that's the only thing that will keep you in the game, because you don't have any hope in the market if there is no capital to trade with. Okay, so your risk management is very, very key so that it can keep you in the game. So even if the market could be moving sideways or can be choppy and it's not clear, because you've managed your risk very well. And me, I would advise that if market is actually choppy, you stay out of the market. But because some of us have a community to to update, and also we have premium users or premium subscribers who are also expecting signals here and there, we try as much as possible to give them something so that we don't use the market movement as an excuse not to give out signals. But left alone, if I really had my way, I would have actually stayed out of the market the whole of last week. But it's still the same. I still ended the week profitable, and of course, with some of us, we had some losses here and there, and I'll make sure that in the coming week we would recover them and also help the others to also recover their losses and also end up profitable as well. And with that said, I think that would be it for this evening. If you've not joined my Telegram community, please head straight to the link in my bio and join my Telegram community. I'm also running a free VIP for those who have registered with my recommended broker, which is EXNESS. So if you want to join my free VIP, please, all the information has been provided in the Telegram community. The link is my bio. Join it. Look out for the pinned messages, and you're going to find every detailed information or every vital information on how you can join my free VIP. The paid VIP is also available. If you also want me to mentor you or you want me to teach you how to trade, I'm also available. You can either send me a DM or hit me up on my WhatsApp number, which has been pinned on the screen as well. And yeah, so that is it. And if there are no questions, no contributions, I'd like to end the session for now. And I really appreciate each and every one of you here who took their time out to join this live and also monitor the chat with me. And like I said, from next week I'll be focusing fully on my free VIP subscribers and also the premium subscribers. Maybe I might share one free signal in the free group, but my main focus would be those who have actually subscribed to my VIP, whether free or the paid version. Okay, so that would be it. So thank you guys so much for the second time, and I really wish I don't trade volatility, Danny. I don't trade volatility. Volatility is not really my thing, but I heard that it's also smooth. over there. Excuse me. So for those of us who are in my VIP, please, I'll be looking at some opportunities on silver as well, so that we can use it as a secondary pair, and we can be keeping an eye on silver and be taking taking some opportunities over there. That is if I see something quite clear. But for now, our main instrument will still be gold. Gold will still remain my focus, but if there are still some opportunities on silver, why not? I can still call it out. And we just hope that the next silver signal I'm going to share would be a good one for us to take advantage of. All right. So with that said, I wish you all a very profitable week ahead, and do well to enjoy the rest of your evening. All right. So thank you guys, and I'll see you in the next live session. Right. Bye. Boom. We're done. Azimbe Bibubanga.